Okay, I'm testing, and I'm also making cashew cheese for someone's birthday today, and I don't have time to ferment it, but I'm gonna make it from scratch, and I will tell you what to do to ferment it. We're gonna make the recipe. Let's see if I actually am, in fact, live. I am totally live. I wanna make sure the sound's okay because I've been having technical difficulties, and I'm persevering. So anybody who's here, let me know if you can hear me and if there's static, because I did something, the Rawtographer helped me virtually to remove the static. So hey Patty, is the sound okay? I'm gonna wait to hear from Patty. So in the meantime, I have 1 cup of water. I did something special, and I have 3 cups of okay. I'm climbing over wires because I hooked up the Vitamix on the counter so you could see it. So this woman who, oh, you can hear me. Okay, that's great. That's great. I'm so happy. If the Rawtographer is watching, he did a good job. I think it was that I had cellular service on. I'm live and I'm on air. I'm so excited. Yay, you guys. So we're going to make cashew cheese. It's not going to be fermented. I can add probiotics just because, but it's not going to sit out on the counter because I need to give it to someone today. So small town cultures, let me tell him. I want to tell him I'm live. Okay, so small town cultures, the probiotic company that I love, the sauerkraut company that I love, she told me in an Instagram direct message of a trick where you soak the cashews, drain them, and then freeze them, and then defrost them, and then use them, and that makes them even creamier. So I've gone ahead and soaked the cashews for 4 hours. Then I rinsed and drained them, and I froze them. And then overnight I defrosted them. So they're gonna be super extra creamy now. Hi Tamzen. Okay, so we have 3 cups. But if you're not going to freeze them, just soak them for 4 hours, rinse and drain. Yeah, that's what's going on here. It's trying something new. And then we're going to blend. I wasn't ready to go live, but the Rawtographer and I were testing out the sound, and I'm like, I'm going to go live, and we're going to make this cashew cheese for someone's birthday. And oh, and it popped up. That's good. You're getting notifications. So I want you guys to shut your ears because this might be loud. It's going to have to blend. And if this were an edited video, you'd blend it and cut it out. But this is real time, so you're going to see me struggle or not struggle. Oh my gosh, I tried to cover the mic for you guys. That worked like a dream. So 1 cup water, 3 cups of cashews that were soaked for 4 hours, rinsed, drained, frozen, and then defrosted is like the creamy dream. This is crazy. Hey, John B's in the house. I got all my OGs. So basically, Holly Marie, we're making cashew cheese for a birthday party. If I had my way, this would I would add probiotics, 40 billion, however many capsules that equals, into here and let it sit on the counter covered overnight, and it would ferment. There is no time for that. So I'm going to put this now. Now I can add some lemon juice. What am I gonna do? Now I can just add, I probably will add lemon so it blends in the lemon and salt, and then I'll chop onions and use some dill and mix that in. So this blender is amazing. So it's just, we're gonna do, let's see if I have lemon. Lemon. I do. I have the lemon. So exciting. I can't believe we're doing this. I wasn't prepared. I froze it, an OG Jersey girl. Yesenia, I'm a Jersey girl. So I froze the cashews for a number of hours till they were frozen. I think overnight, actually. And then I defrosted them. I don't remember the timing of it. You want them unfrozen enough so that they can, break apart, because I put them in a bowl. So you defrost it enough so that you can get them out of the bowl and mix them. There's no set time. I'm plugging in the Vitamix. You guys, we're just going to keep getting better and better. Things are going to keep improving around here. Sound and everything. So let's cut the... I wasn't prepared. So awesome. And that's so very fine. I'm so happy. Lemon. This is how I squeeze my lemon. John B and John G? Wow, this is like a party. Oops. Okay, so what kind of container would I put it in overnight if I wanted it to ferment? Definitely not metal and not plastic. So if I wanted this to ferment, I wouldn't put the lemon in. It would just be the cashews, the water, and the probiotics. And then I would blend that all up and put it in a glass container covered with a fabric towel or paper towel overnight, or a little bit longer than overnight. You can ferment it for 24 hours if you want, till it has a twang, and you'll see a little fluff, like it will definitely fluff. I'm gonna do a little more lemon. And really what I did want to do is I could have reduced the amount of water by a little bit, because the lemon juice is gonna make it a little more runny, but that's gonna be okay. We're gonna blend. It's really John B and John G show. I can't believe you guys are here. It's like Tonic Tuesdays, but it's Monday. Okay, close your ears. I'll cover your ears. I might as well put the salt in too. So we had figured it was like a half a teaspoon of salt. So I can write this recipe. I know there's somebody hollering that I'm not writing recipes. I'm like, are you kidding? I want to make sure I have the sound right and everything's right. Like I'm really working hard over here. And once I'm in the flow, I'll be able to jot down the recipes. So half a teaspoon of salt. And then, this is great. Cover your ears. Coming. What I think we should do is garlic, dill, This is perfect. I'm going to put in, there's two things I don't want to blend in the blender, and that's the green things, because it will turn the mixture green, and we want it white with green flecks. So I'm going to put the garlic powder and blend it in. So this is cashews, water, lemon juice, salt, garlic powder, and then we're good. Okay, let's do 1/4 teaspoon of garlic, and it's going in. Close your ears. Okay, the good news is that this is going to thicken so beautifully in the refrigerator. So as it sits and as it gets refrigerated, it will. These are the probiotics I used the other day. I used 3 or 4 capsules, Flora, Super 8 high potency probiotic, but use anything that's fresh and fabulous that you have or can get your hands on. So now we need a bowl to mix this all up in. I think I want to get some glass bowls so you guys can see what I'm up to. Well, here's a Pyrex dish. This will work. This is the result that I have been. And back. I don't know what happened. I think we have to check my bandwidth, and maybe my downstairs neighbor is having a Zoom call and it interrupted my stream. Who knows? So, okay, we got our green onion, scallion, you talk amongst yourselves. I don't want this here. Okay, so we're going to cut some onion, and I want it fine and thin, so I'm going to cut it down the middle, and then I'm going to slice it. So then I get nice little pieces. We don't want it too big chunks. I'm going to peel off the outside layers. Now it's going to be super. Okay. Slice, slice, slice. Do you see how my hands, can you see my hands are like this? And you can't get your fingers. Such a nice thing to give someone for their birthday. Cashew cheese, and there's going to be fresh almond milk for his coffees. Okay, can you guys hear me? Are we still together? Okay, beautiful. I will want to cut another one, I believe. It smells so good. Peeling. Let's peel it. Just because the outer bits can be a little chewy. We're not cooking it. I don't know, I probably just peeled away the whole thing. Are we still on? I don't see anybody's comments. The last I see is Holly Marie. Okay, so now we have a green onion. We're going to fold that in. I first want to taste the cashew. Let's taste it. Oh, it's so creamy. It might be the creamiest I've ever done. So I have to say the freezing Needs more lemon. Definitely more lemon. Cashews are sweet, plus this one isn't getting fermented. I feel like, weird, where is everybody? I don't see any comments. Let's refresh. Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay, so now what's happening is that when I put more lemon in, it's going to be a little thinner, but I think that's going to have to be okay. What I feel like adding, speaking of small town cultures, is I feel like adding their lemon zest preserve, because that's going to have a lot of lemon zest flavor, and I really want the twang because I'm not fermenting. When you ferment your cashew cheese, you are going to get, let's use a tablespoon. When you ferment your cashew cheese, you're going to get a twang just by the fermentation, and I don't have that with this situation, so we're going to make it twangy. That's what we're looking for. Cashews are thick. They also tend to be on the sweet side. It also is going to get a little more salt. So far it's half. I can write the recipe later. Let's not worry about it. Let's just make it taste good. And then we'll sort out the recipe. If in doubt, refresh. I refreshed. I'm at the top of my game. That's awesome. Thank you. I want you to know that it's easy. It just sometimes takes a little taste testing, and it takes a little, finessing, but it's not hard. It's cashews and water and lemon and salt. Oh, wow. That's great. It's getting zestier. We want more. I want the twang. I want the twang, everybody. We want the brightness. I love that I was on the phone with the rotographer, and he was like, I was like, the only way to test this is go live, but I wasn't ready, but I'm like, I gotta test it. Oh yeah, this is good. Yes, nutritional yeast, thank you. We can put that in. It makes it more cheesy, but it doesn't necessarily make it, it makes it a little yellow. So like a traditional cream cheese with dill and chives and garlic isn't going to be that yellow. So the nacho cheese I made, I'll show you. This is with nutritional yeast and turmeric, and that's like nacho-y. So if we want to stay consistent with the theme, then we don't. But you can absolutely put nutritional yeast in here. I am going to add more lemon. And if I had to, I have some more soaked cashews. I can add some cashews to this to make it thicker if I want to, which could happen. I can do, but I am now just, Gary, did you get my message to check your post office box and make sure you open the letter, the note that's in there? Gary? More cheesy, less twangy. I'm going for more twangy and more of like a cream cheese. This is more of like a dill chive cream cheese, whereas this one, let's leave it out because it's so inspiring and beautiful. This one is, and I have this on romaine. Yesterday I just was having snacks here and there, and I got out some romaine and kale and put a little swipe of this, and it just was such a great snack. I'm I'm so curious if you guys are here just for the hangout or you really like to know about the food. It's not very linear. Dill cream cheese is such a good spring snack. So I thought this would be good for his party. I think he's having a little get together. I know Jade is going. So I think that it will be, I'm using a lot of spoons, but I could taste it on the back of my hand. Oh yeah, it's getting the twang. And I just can't even tell you how creamy and gorgeous it is. My only concern is that it's not going to be thick enough. But it can be a dip. I can add more cashews, but it is so gorgeous. I got to tell you, freezing those cashews. So let me repeat. Small Town Cultures, who made this, she used to have a pop-up restaurant, and she told me she used to make a queso, a nacho cheese, and she would freeze her cashews. And I was like, wait, what? And so I froze my cashews after I soaked them and drained them. I froze them in just a white bowl covered with Nature's beeswax. I love these, Nature's Bees, they're in Canada. And then I covered it and froze it. Then I defrosted them enough so that I could blend them. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is the creamiest thing I've ever seen come out of my Vitamix. So thank you, Small Town Cultures. Wow, seriously. So now we have decisions to make, which is what creativity is. Like when you're painting a painting, should I add more? Should I stop? When you're making food, what does it need to take it to the next level? As my mother, Beverly, said, take it to the next level, Dara. You're here for both? Like, I never know what I'm doing other than I want to hang out and communicate with you guys and share what I'm up to. So now, the question is, the consistency is kind of thin. It's a little warm from blending. It will solidify a little bit. Do we want it a dip? This is more like a dip at the moment, but it does get much harder. Do we want to add more cashews? It just made it, how did what change it? Freezing the cashews makes them more creamier when you blend them. I'm kind of in shock, actually. I have some non-frozen cashews, but I could add a little bit, but then I'm going to have to add lemon water. I could add a tinge of coconut oil so that when it gets cold, it solidifies. I think I'm going to just make this as a dip. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to make it as is and then put it in the refrigerator. And if it solidifies enough for a spread, that's great. If it ends up being a dip, it's given as a gift as a dip for a crudité. That's amazing. And I use a dollop of this. This one's really thick. And I use a dollop of this in my bottom of the bowl dressing, taking a little bit of this and using it with some more lemon juice and olive oil to use it as a dressing. So you can keep this in the refrigerator for like 2 to 4 weeks. It probably won't last that long. Yeah, it's gonna get harder. Okay, let's take a vote. Should I add a few more cashews? You vote to make it more thicker. Then I'm gonna have to add lemon, which will make it thinner. So that kind of like, I think in the beginning, what I could have done is used a little less water, because you know why? Here's why. My normal recipe for, this is what it is. My normal recipe for cashews soaked for 4 hours, rinsed and drained, the cashews have less water in them because they weren't frozen. So I think the frozen cashews held some more water, so I probably should have used less water in my situation. And instead of using all water, some of the liquid could have been lemon juice. So Gary's voting yes. Oh, I love that song, Amelia. If it dips, you dip, we dip. I love that. I used to do lunges to that. Okay, so add more cashews. Is that what the yeses are for? All right. That means we're going to have to hear the Vitamix again. Okay, we're adding more to thicken it up. We're going crazy. No more lemon, add more spices. Okay, so let's blend it and see what happens. I'm actually thinking, what if I just added lemon zest that might help my situation, right? Because then there's no liquid, but there's the lemon. We're getting clever. Ooh, we don't want the pit in. Pits are bitter. All right, we're blending. We're blending. It's already almost 1 o'clock. I have to be done with this. Okay, you want to know the exciting thing? Is I could, if I wanted to, make some of this for him and some of that. Let's see what happens. So let's just make this, His balls to the walls now. Yeah, this blender is amazing. NutriBullet will do the same thing, and it's like 1/5 of the price. And NutriBullet will do it. The Vitamix will do it. Find one on Craigslist. Like, I don't care. Get yourself a high-performance blender. I think it's the #1 thing you can do for your health. 100%. I do. I really do think it's the answer to life. That was not a spatula. I meant to grab a spatula. Oh, it's so pretty. It will thicken up in the refrigerator, and I will report back. And I have news for you guys. The sprouts, for a 1-quart jar, you need 2 tablespoons, not 2 teaspoons of sprouts, because I'm making the most measly amount of sprouts. So we're going to do a do-over on the sprouts. We're going to keep doing it until you guys get it and can make this stuff at home. So I will use a spatula for that. I can't wait to make more. And we go with the green onion. We're going to do some dill. They'll last for years and years and years and years. Vitamix is such a good company. They will they'll fix your machine. My first Vitamix was owned by a family that used it 2 or 3 times a day for like 12 years. And they were upgrading, so they gave me theirs. What do we think? Do we want more green onion? This is a very large batch. It's beautiful though, the little dill flecks. Can you see? Oh, I thought the shaker. Okay, what happens if you dump your whole thing of garlic? I really thought the shaker thing was on. So now we got like a whole thing of garlic and the top. We're gonna, what happens if that happens in your kitchen? Just scrape it off. Oh my God. Whew, that was like startling and so live. I love lives. Because here's the thing, everybody makes mistakes. Seasoned people make mistakes. I don't care who you are. You have at least once blended a spatula in the Vitamix when you went to mix it. I spooned it out. Not all of it, because I wanted it garlicky. And I really feel like it needs more lemon, but now it's funny, it still needs more garlic. I spooned out too much. I feel like a little kid playing in her kitchen. That's what it feels like. And that's fine. What just happened? You just signed on. I dumped a whole thing of garlic into the cashew dip that I'm making. It's now a dip. It went from like cream cheese to like a dip because it's a little bit thinner, which is fine. And we can add a little more lemon. Woo! Yeah, it's totally live and raw. That's exactly what happens. You have to when you go live, you run the risk of doing something really like, wow. And that's okay. Everybody has blended a spatula on the Vitamix. Thank you guys. Okay, so now I feel like it needs more green onion to go over the top. This is my day. I was downstairs drawing, and then I called the photographer to sort out the sound issue because I wasn't able to go live. It was just one big static mess. And then I ended up needing to go live and needing to make this, so it's like win-win. I get to make this dish and be live with you guys. The outside. Make a mess, then clean it up. You're not the only one. That's why it's good that things aren't edited out, because people need to understand that everybody makes mistakes. Everybody thins out their cream cheese and forgets to do something they wanted to do. Everybody has sound difficulties at some times. Everybody, whatever. That's just life. And what are you gonna do? Not show up or like delete this? No, I'm not deleting it. I realize that I don't have these